Boys and girls, this is a video Mrs. Zamora made on Friday. When she came to school, this giant moth was outside her classroom door. Isn't it gorgeous? It wasn't moving at all, so she was worried about it, and she brought it into their train table, and then it started moving like this, and the kids in her kindergarten class got to see it for a while. And after a few minutes, it flew a little, so she let it outside, and it flew up in the air searching for trees. Now, I had to look this up. It's gorgeous, but I didn't know the name. It's called a Cecropia moth, and it is actually the largest moth in the United States and Canada, the largest moth in North America, and it is the 5th largest in the world. I looked it up on this website, and here is a picture of one compared to this adult's hand. You can see just how big it was. This is what the caterpillars look like before they spin a cocoon and they turn into the moth. Now, these moths like to eat, when they're caterpillars, they like to eat hardwood leaves. Hardwood trees are things that we have around here, like oaks and elms, trees that grow very slow. So this moth probably was living in one of those trees before it landed on her classroom door. The life cycle of these moths is only 1 year, from the time they're an egg until they lay their new eggs as an adult and die. So they hatch from an egg. As a caterpillar, they are very hungry caterpillars, and they eat all the leaves they can and grow fast. And then they're a type of silkworm caterpillar, meaning that they trail little silk, kind of like a spider does, so they make a silk cocoon. And they live in that cocoon for 10 months. Then they come out in the fall, and they look like a moth, and they are only alive for 2 more months, and they have to find another Cecropia moth and mate and lay eggs, and then they die shortly after that. And then in the spring, their eggs hatch and they start the cycle all over again. Something that's super interesting about this kind of moth is that after it hatches out of the cocoon, it doesn't even have a mouth. So for the 2 months that it's an adult moth, it doesn't eat. And sometimes people are scared of moths, but they shouldn't, because moths cannot bite you. They just want to get back to their tree. It's gorgeous, and I love that she made the video so we could see the way that the wings moved. If you ever see a moth outside our school resting, just leave it alone, because they are starting to have less and less moths in our area. Their predators are birds and bats that like to eat them, and also squirrels will eat the larva, which is the baby caterpillars. Thank you so much, Ms. Zamora and her class, for sharing this video with us. So if you see this at school, it's a Cecropia moth, and you can look, but don't touch. Very beautiful.